Welcome to Lesson 3 in Photoshop Basics. In this course, we will talk about the Silhouette of Personality assignment and how we can build it from scratch. Okay, on the screen you see my photograph from last year for this assignment. Here is the finished product that you will be going towards. You're going to be taking the silhouette of yourself, you're going to be filling it up with photos that represent you and your interests. Don't forget there's a minimum of 15 photographs. And really, the more that you use, the better, because you don't have to use these photographs to take up space and to make it look blocky. You want to make it look nice. So let's talk about how we do this. First things first, we need to grab our Quick Select tool, and we need to select our entire body. Make sure you get all of your body. If you had spread your fingers out like I warned you beforehand, this is where that comes into play. So you may have to get in there with your minus tool and zoom in a little bit and refine those edges. Now that I have my body completely selected from head to toe, what we need to do is inverse the selection. So we go up to Select and Inverse. What that's going to do is select everything on the screen except my body. Now the very next step, we need to make sure that something is in place before we go on. At the bottom of your toolbar, you need to make sure that white is your foreground color. You'll know it's a foreground color because it's in front, and by default, the two colors are black and white. If you have two different colors other than black and white, you can always click this little box right here, and it reverts it to the default, which is black in front, white in back. To get white in the front, you just have to click these little arrows right here, and it moves it to the front. With white as your foreground color, hit delete on the keyboard, and it's going to ask you, what do you want to fill it with? And we want to use the foreground color because that's white. So click OK. Now we've taken out everything and filled it with white. Now we're going to do the steps that we did with the Veggie Man. We're going to copy, Command C, and paste, Command V. Again, the marching ants will vanish, and you'll notice that we have a brand new layer over here as I turn off the bottom layer, where it is our figure against a white background, and we have been cut out of it. The next step is we have to paint bucket this all black to get the silhouette effect. So we go to our paint bucket tool, which is keyboard shortcut G. Make sure that black is in the front, and just click in all the white areas, not in the middle. Click the white areas to make our silhouette. So now we have two layers. We have our silhouette layer and we have our original layer with our photo on it. You can hit the eyeball on the photo layer because we're done with it. You can turn it off. This is all we need right now. Now that we've got our silhouette layer, the only thing left we have to do is to move our photos over, which is the easiest part. Let's go back to our Move tool, which is keyboard shortcut V for victory. And we're just going to pull our photos in. We're going to File, Open them all. File, Open, and we're just going to browse to where our folder is with our pictures in it. Here's a photo that I want to bring in. So whenever you're ready to pull it in, just grab your Move tool, click and hold on the photo, move it on top to the tab where your project is, without you're still holding, and then release, and it moves it over. You'll notice when you move it over, it's its own layer, and it's on top of the black. We have to rearrange things. Layer 1 always must be on top. So you just click layer 1, move it up, and now my Picard facepalm picture is second. I can now go back to layer 2, and I can move Picard anywhere I want to behind me. Don't forget that if you want to resize these, which you absolutely will because some will be big and some will be small, Command T as in Trauber or time. And if you hold Shift down, you can constrain the proportions, and then you can just move it wherever you want to. And then hit Enter when you're done. And there's my Picard facepalm. You're going to repeat the steps to bring in your other photos. You File, Open, grab your move tool, move it on top of the tab, and then release on top of your silhouette. Resize. Always make sure layer 1 is on top. That concludes our lesson on silhouettes and building the silhouette of personality. If you have any questions, please see me in class, or please feel free to email or call me. This has been Keller High School Graphic Design. I will see you next time.